Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests.
Good evening.
Just one announcement from my side. We had our COTP training, that is Club Officers Training Program, on this Saturday, that is 26th, and our Sergeant at Arms attended it. And as of for this term, all the 7 club officers and associate VPPR attended the COTP training. So we are getting our half DCP point done by now. Again, restating, I would encourage all our members or Meconians to please prepare for prepared speeches, book your slots for prepared speeches, take up TAPG roles, take up MTG roles, and whenever you are being called upon for table topics, if you are nervous, please do not come back. Wait behind the lectern. At least tell one word and then move on from there. Because that one word is going to be your first steps towards being an effective speaker. So with this, I would pass on this to the VPE for announcements.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
The following roles have been booked for the upcoming weeks. The next meeting, which will be held on 4th of August, the following roles have been booked. The Toastmaster of the Day is booked by Toastmaster Jyothi. Table Topic Master is booked by Toastmaster Apoorva. General Evaluation role has been booked by Toastmaster Lalana Murthy. Prepared speeches, 3 speech slots have been booked. 1 by Toastmaster Suresh, 1 by Toastmaster Adishwar, and 1 by Toastmaster Bhavana. And for the meeting, the next meeting, which is going to be held on 11th of August, the following roles have been booked. Table Topic Master by Toastmaster Jyothi. 3 speech slots have been booked by Toastmaster Rahul, Toastmaster Prashant, and Toastmaster Madhu. The other roles have opened. Please contact me at the earliest to book your roles. Thank you, and over to the President.
This is from the business session, and the acting sergeant at arms can take over, please.
So coming back to it, now I'd like to introduce you all to our president. So she is a communication and leadership training expert with over 20 years of experience in the industry, and she is also an expert when it comes to event management. She loves to travel, she loves to read, and she loves to sing and dance. So please, with a big round of applause, give it up for our President Toastmaster Latha to talk about Dance in the Rain.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Madhu, for a lovely introduction. And here we have a couple of guests. I would request all the guests to stand by wherever they are and please introduce yourselves, your name, and how did you come to know about communication.
Good evening everyone, myself Vikram and how I came to know about Mecon communication is because I used to be in YLP over here, and YLP has helped me a lot. It has helped me overcome the stage fear, and the biggest fact is I cannot speak like this. Thanks to all the Toastmasters and my fellow leaders present here, they have helped me to come to such a level, and yeah, that is how I came.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, myself Latha Gupta, and I came to know about the Toastmasters from Google itself because I want to explore like how can I improve my communication and English and the stage fear. So this is the reason I came.
Hello everyone, good evening. I'm Chetan. I'm working in a corporate company. Mecon is referred from Deepa. So she referred to here. It is a good platform to learn the communication. So I am here to learn.
Hi, I'm Mithun. I am working in Vivo Hospital in JP Nagar. I came to know about Toastmaster from my friend who has done this thing before in Calicut. So I searched in the internet and then came to know about Mecon. So I called and I found out the details from him. So that's about it. I want to improve my public speaking skill and presentation skill. That's why I'm here for.
Thank you. Welcome to all the guests, and I hope to see you as members very soon. Next, I would like to call upon our Secretary Toastmaster Madhu to read out the MOM for the meeting number 1326.
Good evening, everyone. Again, this is the minutes of the meeting for the meeting number 1326 held last week. The theme was expecting an expectation to meet its expectations. Word of the week was buzzing. The business session started at 6:25 p.m. and was chaired by President Toastmaster Latha. In the business session, the following points were announced. 6 club officers attended the club officers training program held by Toastmaster International on the 20th of July, and she also mentioned about the learnings and the benefits of the same. And on behalf of the Vice President of Education, Toastmaster Apoorva, the President made the following announcements. That one individual evaluator and one TAPG role were open for the meeting to be held on the 28th of July. For the meeting of 4th August, the roles of general evaluators, individual evaluators, and the TAPG roles were available, and that all speech slots were booked up to the meeting on 11th of August, and that the next available slots would be for the meeting on 18th August and beyond. The regular meeting started at 6:28 p.m. Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Rachna Sridhar started the meeting with an introduction on the theme and later handed over the charge to President Toastmaster Latha. President Toastmaster Latha opened the meeting, spoke on the theme, and introduced the Master of Ceremonies for that day, Toastmaster Gajendra Gowda. Master of Ceremonies Gajendra Gowda spoke on the theme and introduced the following TAPG role takers for the day. Timer was Toastmaster Sachin. R counter was Toastmaster Vaibhav. PP evaluator was Toastmaster Shivaprasad. Grammarian was Toastmaster Suresh. There were 3 prepared speakers that day. So the first speaker was Toastmaster Deepa Krishna Reddy. Pathway was presentation mastery. Project was level 1. Evaluator was Toastmaster Shuba. The second speaker was Toastmaster Jyothi Rahul in the Pathway presentation mastery, level 3 elective project, and the evaluator was DTM U Bhat. The third speaker was Toastmaster Prasad. The Pathway was again presentation mastery, and the project was level 3 elective project, and the evaluator was DTM K Prabhakara. The table topic session was conducted by Toastmaster Madhusudhan, and there were a total of 9 speakers that day. The general evaluation was conducted by Toastmaster Saketh, and the winners of the week were Best Prepared Speaker, Toastmaster Prasad; Best Evaluator, DTM AK Prabhakara; Best Table Topic Speaker, Toastmaster Rahul Gandhi; Best Role Taker, TAPG, was Toastmaster Vaibhav; and Best Role Taker, MTG, was Toastmaster Madhusudhan. The President closed the meeting at 8:33 p.m., followed by the National Anthem. Thank you.
Any objections raised or amendments proposed for this MOM? Since there are no objections or no amendments, I hereby open the meeting number. I consider the MOM 1326 as accepted and open the meeting number 1327. Dance in the Rain, a theme. When I came to know about it, I was like, okay, something very different. The dance in the rain is somewhere where we explain that when you have difficulties in your life, how do you go against them and win over it, never lose or be defeated by it. That was the meaning what I understood from dancing in the rain. When I understood the theme, it was like everyone is dancing in the rain. Every individual is dancing in the rain. Now I have a very close example because I believe that until I don't see it, I cannot express it and I cannot believe it. Now this is story of my maid. Her name is Ramita. Now she has 3 kids. In today's world, in today's time, raising 1 kid is becoming so difficult and Bangalore expensive. But she has 3 kids. And she's a maid who washes vessels and all the other work she's done all the home. Now how the determination power of this woman is something I really admire. She works in around 10 to 12 houses. Whether she's sick, she's well, she will come on time, she'll finish her work on time, and whenever she needs money, she will not come and ask him that give me extra. She will tell, okay, I want this much money, I will do extra work for you and give you. And in the same way, from last 25 years, she's tirelessly working for her kids. And this is not like, okay, 1 day or 2 days. 25 years is not a very short time for women to do it. But she has support of her husband also, who's working in the same tireless manner wherein they can raise the 3 kids. Because she tells me one thing, Didi, if I'm washing vessels today, I don't want my kids to do the same work tomorrow. I also want them to be IPS, IAS, a doctor, MBA, and engineer. The day she told me that, the twinkle in her eyes, I know that is what a mother's love, a father's love is for their kids. And she is not this one who will just cannot, it's like it's very difficult to do a household work. It's very easy, I would tend to sit behind a laptop and do work for 8 hours. Believe me, but if you have to sweep a house, or 1800 square feet house, or 2000 square feet house, every day twice, you have to mop it, you have to wash weather, wash clothes. It's much more difficult than sitting behind a laptop and doing work. She feels that today, if I do so much, tomorrow my kids don't need to do so much. They will also sit behind you. Let's like they'll also sit behind like you, work on a laptop. They'll also get good money. My kids will have a luxurious life. What I couldn't get, the hardship what I went, I don't want my kids to do that. That's when I felt, this is what dancing in the rain. Then that's when I could recollect, okay, this is something what I can connect to dance in the rain. A person's determination power will help them to succeed to the goals what they want to do. Keeping in this thing, we have the same person who gave us the thing, who believes in the same dancing in the rain, and we have seen her many times dancing in the rain. She has done her masters in HR and currently HR with the Allen coaching courses. Whenever she comes behind the lectern, her body language speaks more than her words. And very rare it is that whenever she takes up a role or she doesn't prepare speech and she doesn't take a ribbon and goes back. With a huge round of applause, let's welcome our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmasters Sakshi, who gave us this beautiful theme, Dance in the Rain.
Thank you, Toastmaster Latha, for such a wonderful introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests.
Good evening.
One evening, when I was returning back from my office to my house, the sky was dark, the clouds were heavy, almost dramatic. As I rode my scooty, the first drop kissed the leaves and then landed softly on the mirror. And then it started. Rain. And my first reaction? How I will go to my house? I have so much work to do. I have to cook. I have plenty of guests coming into my house and I have to cook dinner. And then I was stressed. Deadline is pending. The chaos of adult life. Just then, something caught my eyes. By the roadside, a small girl was kneeling in the puddle, carefully folding paper boats, her eyes sparkling with joy, and she floated them one by one in the floating river. In that moment, she took me back to the time when rain didn't bring stress, but magic. When we ran barefoot to feel the first drops on our skin. When a hot cup of coffee and the munificent gift of fresh earth scent made everything feel alright. When dancing in the rain was not silly, it was freedom. As I was lost in those memories, I saw another girl in a bright red frock, twirling, dancing, spreading her hands wide, drenched and fearless. Something inside me shifted. I parked my scooty and for the first time in years, I let my worries go. I joined her, I danced, not for the Instagram, not to impress anyone, just for the joy of it. When I finally reached home, drenched, soaked and smiling, I realized something important. Life will always have rain. It's on us. We will run from it or we dance through it. That's what, dear Toastmasters, today's theme is all about, dance in the rain. The celebration of joy, resilience and finding beauty in life's messiest and most unexpected moments. And that's the spirit on which Toastmasters was built. Over hundreds of years ago, Ralph C. Smedley started Toastmasters with a simple yet powerful idea to help people communicate better, lead better, and grow in personality. From that humble beginning, Toastmasters International has grown over to 270,000 plus members across 150 plus countries. A typical Toastmaster meeting consists of 3 sections. The first section is prepared speeches section, where the members prepare their speeches according to the pathways and projects they have been chosen. The second section is the table topic section, where we learn the spontaneity and think on our feet. The third speech section is the evaluation session, which is a reflection session where we give and receive the constructive feedback which help all of us individuals as to grow. So let's begin, and no matter what breaks, let's dance in the rain together. Before we dive in, let's introduce the incredible team helping this meeting run smoothly, the TAPG team. Let's start with our timer. Please welcome Toastmaster Rahul.
Happy evening, my dear Toastmasters and my fellow guests. Time and tide waits for none, but your timer today is very munificent. He'll be giving you 30 grace seconds after each speech. For each of the speech, you have 3, like we have a signal. Similarly, we have 3 cards. One is green, yellow and red. For prepared speeches, green is like you have to stop in the coming by the time I reach to red, which is in 1 minute. For table topic, it's within 1 minute I'll be reaching to red, and with this, all the role keepers today, I'll be keeping a time today for you. Thank you.
Just to add on in the timer's role, the evaluator time limit is 2 minutes to 3 minutes. 2 minutes green, 2.5 yellow, and red is on 3 minutes. And next, let's call our counter for the day, Toastmaster Nandakishore.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and respected guests. I will be the R counter for the day. The purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds that are used as crutch and or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words including and, when, but, so and you, no. I will also listen to filler sounds including and ar. I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or a phrase such as I or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nandakishore. Let's meet our TP evaluator, Toastmaster Suresh.
Good evening, Toastmasters and fellow guests. As a part of maintaining decorum and order during our session, I kindly request everyone to follow these basic ground rules. Please keep your phones on silent mode. Refrain from speaking on sensitive topics such as sex, religion, or politics behind the lectern. Enter or exit the room only during the applause to avoid distracting the speaker. Avoid crosstalk or side conversations, especially when someone is speaking at the lectern. So these simple practices ensure that we uphold the respect, focus, and professionalism that Toastmasters is known for. I will be presenting my report during the general evaluation segment. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suresh. And finally, our Grammarian for today, Toastmaster Deepa.
Good evening, Toastmasters and fellow guests. And I have 2 distinct roles today. As a grammarian, I will pay close attention and take note of great and not so great usages of language. And as a word master, it's my pleasure to introduce the word of the day for today's meeting. The word is manifest and the meaning is very generous. And I encourage all speakers to use the word of the day. When called upon, I will present my report on the usage of language during the meeting. Thank you. Bye.
Just to add on to the Grammarian's report, I would like to tell the usage of the today's word of the day, that is munificent. The Toastmasters of the day gave a munificent introduction that made the speaker made truly valued. Alright, let's dive into the first segment of our meeting, the prepared speech section. In this segment, our speakers deliver speeches that they have carefully crafted as part of their Pathways journey. So before we invite our first speaker on the stage, I request the evaluator of this speech, Toastmaster Shiva, to please read out the project guidelines.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. Our speaker is attempting a level 2 project, and the project is called Managing Time. The purpose of this project is for the member to observe his or her time management patterns. Notes for the evaluator. During completion of this project, the member spent time evaluating his or her time management skills. About this speech, the member will deliver a well-organized speech about any topic. The member may choose to speak about a time management exercise he or she completed during the project. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any type of the member's choosing. The speech should not be a report on the content of the Managing Time project. The duration of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best to the speaker. Back to you.
Our first speaker is well known for her creativity at Mekon. She is a graphic designer by profession and a passionate soul, working soul outside of work. She enjoys doodling, tracking, reading, playing the guitar, solving word puzzles, and has a soft spot for pet animals. Today, she brings us a thoughtful speech titled Life in Transit. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Shuba for her speech Life in Transit.
Once, after a very intense day at work, my mind was not at all at ease. I stepped out at 5:30 p.m. and started my search, booking an auto on the apps. I just wanted to get home as quickly as possible, and this was just adding to my stress. After waiting for an auto that never came, I had no other option but to board a crowded bus. This day just couldn't get any worse. I stood frustrated, and my eyes darted outside, looking at the scenes go by. A dog trotting happily towards a shop. Two friends racing each other in order to try and catch the bus. A mother with her little daughter who had the widest smile. A lady with 2 full bags of fresh coriander, probably to sell at another pot in town. And that's when I saw through the wide glass windows, the city was alive in ways that I hadn't noticed in months. I was no longer impatient, just present. I watched people board and leave the bus, each carrying their own stories that I could only guess. The same road back home, yet a different journey. And somewhere between the stops, my stress loosened its grip, and life felt a lot slower, yet a lot richer. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests present. In this day and age of wanting more and more things quickly and shorter attention spans, the one thing that frustrates people to the core is when they are being forced to slow down. And a great example of this is probably the most popular topic of small talk about the city of Bengaluru, the traffic. But today, I'm not going to talk about Silkboard Junction or Hebbal flyover, because even though I have a license, it has served superbly well as an identity proof, and that is the end of my use for it. Naturally, that makes me dependent on the public modes of transportation. And if I had to pick a favorite, it would be probably the slowest, but the rickety old faithful, the ruler of the roads, the one that travels the length, the breadth, and the circularity of Bengaluru, number BMTC. And this fascination for buses started from since I was in school. So in 6th standard, my school shifted from a distance of 500 meters to 15 kilometers away from home. And while other schools had these tiny yellow buses, our school hired this big brown Pushpak BMTC bus for its students. That was it. I was out of this tiny bubble and into the expanded world outside. I saw the environment around me from an elevated perspective. 5 years on the same route, and we knew exactly what to look forward on the way. At Kumaraswamy Layout, there was a very cool t-shirt shop called U2, and we kept up with the fashion trends by the number of mannequin changes. In Vasantapura, there was a really fluffy white dog that we named Mamu, and we were so curious to know what he was up to every morning. We knew exactly when the bus was going to hit Kanakpura Road because of the chemical smell that wafted from one of the factories nearby. Inside, we made the silliest song parodies or simply sat in silence, just watching the world go by outside. It had become a place to prepare before the day and unwind after the day. Next came the commute to college, and I discovered that the public BMTC bus was nothing like the school version. People were literally living life on the edge, hanging out of the bus. And that's when I actually saw fellow public commuters, teachers, students, working women, people with weak knees that with all their might climbed inside the bus, people dressed up to attend a function, or people with no shoes on. And this diversity was so fascinating. But sadly, because the one bus that I could take to college was extremely unreliable, the rest of my college commute became shared auto rides. Until I had to shift to Yelahanka New Town for my masters. And coming back home was 2 buses. This time I could enter the bus at the origin point, so I could pick any seat at leisure in an empty bus. But it involved swapping buses at Majestic. When I got down at Majestic for the first time, I was overwhelmed by the immensity, the sheer number of buses arriving and leaving every minute in this semicircular beehive. I was stumped the first time, figuring out where one bus stopped and the other one departed. But week after week, I loved it more and more to take this adventurous route back home and try all the permutations and combinations possible to reach home. So, sometimes it's best to slow down and take the long way home. And there's no better way to do it than on a BMTC bus. A whole ecosystem, a community in transit, the pulse of the city with people from all walks of life. And although you are literally in a moving box with strangers that you will never see again, there is a certain solace in watching people's lives unfold, whether inside or out, and the weight of your problems don't seem to trouble you as much anymore. Thank you.
Thank you, Shuba, for that insightful and engaging speech on Dhamma value. Moving on to our second prepared speech, I now request the evaluator, Toastmaster Apoorva, to read out the project guidelines.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. The speaker is attending Level 3 Project 1 using the descriptive language. Purpose statement. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice writing a speech with an emphasis on adding language to increase interest and impact. Notes for the evaluator. Listen for descriptive words and literary elements such as plot and setting. Think about the story the speaker is telling, even in an informational speech. Are you engaged, interested? Let's find out. All the best to the speaker, and back to the Toastmaster.
Our next speaker may be short in height, but she stands tall in expression. She is a multi-talented individual who loves singing, dancing, painting, writing. She is currently pursuing her Bachelor's in Computer Science, and brings with her a vibrant spirit and a passion for creativity. Today, she will be delivering her speech titled Fight or Fright. Fight or Fright, let's welcome Toastmaster Shreya.
You are not what has happened to you. You are what you choose to become. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. 3 years ago, on my first day of college, I was seated amongst a sea of anxious, naive PU graduates in my college's auditorium. A teacher walked onto the stage. Good morning, students, and welcome to... I zoned out as she droned on and on and on about how we were starting a new chapter of our lives. I snapped back into reality, where my friend who was sitting next to me slapped my arm. Shreya, listen. The teacher had just said, can I have a few volunteers on stage to participate in a fun activity? My friend sitting beside me, full of enthusiasm, she was like, Shreya, come on, let's go. Then a wave of uneasiness hit me. What if I embarrass myself on stage? What if I walked onto the stage and the teacher said, wait, are you sure you're a college student here? You look like you're in 9th standard. Thoughts like these started running through my mind, so I stayed back in my seat. Frozen there, watching my friend as she shined on stage, while I was wondering why I couldn't do something that she could do so effortlessly. You see, on that day, I couldn't even get out of my seat because I was being weighed down by this burden called stage fright. At least I thought it was stage fright, because here's the catch. I have participated in many group performances for annual day. I even danced in a group dance in Kantirava Stadium in front of thousands of people for Kannada Rajyotsava. So clearly, when I was comfortable being on stage, why did my stomach turn inside out when my friend asked me to join her on stage that day? I stumbled upon the answer to this question a few days ago while my mother was sifting through old home videos on her laptop. As she scrolled and scrolled, one thumbnail in particular caught my attention. It was a 10-year-old girl, all decked out in makeup and jewelry, ready for her first ever solo Bharatanatyam performance. Me. My teacher had signed my friend and I up for a competition, and we had been practicing for some time. When my mom clicked play, I was instantly transported back in time to that moment when I walked on stage. I walked on stage, my eyes blinded by the spotlight, but they adjusted as I stepped forward to the mic to introduce myself. I could feel my voice shaking and I could feel my hands trembling. I introduced myself and then went back to center stage, and I stared out at the infinite crowd in front of me. It was at that moment that the realization hit me like a freight train. I was standing all by myself, alone on stage, for the first time ever in my life. And if I messed up, I didn't have anyone to look to for help. I didn't have anyone to hide behind. At this exact moment, I also realized that the music had already started playing. I had missed the beginning of my dance. I started dancing anyways, but at this point my nerves had already reached an all-time high. I searched the crowd for faces of comfort, only to look at my 5-year-old brother who was crying his heart out. Was I really dancing that badly? Well, my dance teacher definitely thought so, because after the performance I got nice scoldings. Shreya, We've been practicing for so long, and you forgot the beginning only. How could you mess up this badly? You saw Priya how she danced. She danced so well. If she could, why couldn't you? Looking back at this incident, I realized that it wasn't the stage itself that scared me. It was the prospect of messing up alone on stage and disappointing the people who expected things from me without having a group to hide behind. I genuinely cannot remember another instance where I went on stage alone willingly after this had happened. Until 8 years after that, I walked into this room and I joined and became a Toastmaster. Now, Toastmasters, I expected that it would, help me improve my public speaking, because until then I thought that that was what I was afraid of doing. I thought I would, mess up on stage because I was afraid of being on stage. But being a Toastmaster, instead of more than raising my confidence, it became a sanctuary where I could mess up on stage freely, all by myself. Most of the time, mistakes were not met by judgment or laughter. They were met by kind words like, it's okay, things like this happen. Everybody goes through this. With some practice, you'll be alright. That happened 90% of the time, but the rest of the 10% goes to Shiva, who once read one draft of my speech and said, Shreya, what the hell is this? Hopefully he doesn't do that again. Nevertheless, the fear that had built in me through that one incident dissipated within mere months. Fellow Toastmasters, we all have things from our past that we hold on to, that quietly hold us back from doing the things that we should be doing, whether it be fear, failure, or something someone once said to you. Maybe your mom once shouted at you, just get out, after you messed up something in the kitchen. Or maybe your dad shouted at you, you can't do this, I'm so done with you, after a harsh driving lesson. But the actual question is, will you hold on to those experiences and words that weigh you down? Or will you do what you want to despite their existence? Because at the end of the day, we are not what happened to us, we are what we choose to become. Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, Toastmasters Shreya and Toastmasters Shuba, for your wonderful performance. Just like rain nourishes the earth, your words have refreshed our minds. It's time now to step into a spontaneous storm, the table topic session. And don't worry, you don't need umbrella for this session. Because here we learn to think on our feet, because life, like Bangalore weather, often surprises us. To lead us through this exciting round, we have someone who brings both structure and creativity to the table. He is currently pursuing a PGDM in Operation and Supply Chain Management, and in his free time, he enjoys writing stories and poems, playing badminton, and is known at Mekon for his humorous and witty take on table topics. Please welcome our table topic master, Toastmaster Gajendra.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests present here. Any new guests here who's attending the meeting for the first time? Okay. For your benefit, how a table topic session happens is, I am the table topic master, and I give a random topic to anyone present here, and they should come here and talk about for 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, and I'm going to move on to the session. This session is going to be completely random. There's no theme. It's going to be some stupid thoughts or like intellectual thoughts. Don't expect intellectual from here, but still. Okay, so should we start the session?
Yes.
A bit louder would have been.
Yes.
Well, just recently I was finding a stationery shop because I had to get a marker. I forgot. But it was written Khushi stores over there. But I went to the stationery shop, the guy was very grumpy. So my first topic is appearance can be deceptive. Appearance can be deceptive, and this goes to our DTM K Prabhakara.
Appearance can be deceptive, like you. Topic posed by you is like that. Mr. Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome. Yes. I was perhaps in Bihar. He was facing an extremely well-dressed cricketer. He looked like a test cricketer. And I was facing the ball. He was taking a long runner. And I thought in those days there was no helmet except the pad and abdomen guard, there was no other protection. And it was a pitch rolled or unrolled, nobody knows. So I was really shaking. Is he going to hit my head or whatever? I used to check whether things are all right with my brain, I can avoid. He came and delivered he was focused on the, more on his appearance and the impact that he would create, some kind of thing. But 6 deliveries he bowled all went outside either off stump or leg stump. Then I realized, okay, this appearance is deceptive. Another is that in many a meeting, I have seen a lot of people come dressed for the occasion with all things in place. And when they are open their mouth, the light comes. That is, the sound light is there with the dress on, but the sound is not all right. That means they don't make much of a sense. In cricket, there is a saying, if you are not cricketer, it's all right, at least dress like a cricketer. So in this case, the dress is deceptive, look is deceptive. Even the books are judged by its covers. The management books that are sold is based on more on the title, the number of books that is sold, but the content may not be up to mark. So all the time, don't be judging by the looks. It can be deceptive, and I agree with the Toastmaster. Over to Table Topic Master.
All the seasoned Toastmasters here. When you first started Toastmasters, you would have got a table topic, you would have come here, spoken something, then you would have gone back and be like, what utter nonsense I speak. So now the topic is a chance at redemption. A bit dramatic topic, but yeah, a chance at redemption. And this goes to Toastmaster Saketh. I didn't explain properly. Whatever topic you asked like long time back, which you messed up, tell the topic and then tell the.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Worst topic that I got and I messed it up. Can't recall anything because I've been very consistent with my table topics. But I think there was this, instead of going where I didn't, let's just continue on the good table topics that I guessed. And that is my love for pizza. And recently I went on a trip with a couple of friends to Pondi, and my first instinct was to go check out and try all the pizzas in Pondi, more than trying out other cuisines or the beverages. And my friends, let's say they weren't judgmental. And I was just more than happy that they were there accompanying me. While I was enjoying my pizza, they were just staring at me while they were waiting for their chance to, grab or try other cuisines. So every time I bring up this topic for pizza, they have a good memory of what happened in Pondi. And I hope I've, sorry? Yeah. But that's something that I'd like to talk, pizza, and that's my story on Pondi. So I know I messed it up, but probably next time I get a redemption on this. Back to the
told you this session is going to be completely random. So the next topic is your favorite relative. Your favorite relative, and this goes to Toastmaster Bhavana.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My favorite relative, I would not want to talk about relatives because, first of all, talking about relatives, I think when you go to a family function, the first thing that comes up is like comparison. Like, what are you doing? And then they compare you with your cousin. So maybe I'll talk about my favorite cousin.
That's all right.
Okay. So, okay, relatives who are my age, they are the ones who are my favorite. One of my favorite cousins is, okay, this is a little sad, but still, I think my friend, she just, like my cousin, she just lost her father recently. And I don't know how to like console her. I mean, it's very difficult because nobody can empathize with whatever she's going through. It's very tough. But still, I think she's holding up very well for her family, and she also doesn't, I think she doesn't show that much, like she doesn't show the grief openly, but we all can understand. And I think spending more time with her, it also feels, it kind of shows me how fortunate we all are, but at the same time it kind of helps me empathize more and understand how to engage with people who have lost their dear ones and stuff like that. So I think that's my take on the topic.
How many of you all have been to the dentist recently or within a year or two? Many people, right? And how many times have the dentist told you to brush your teeth at morning and the night? Many times. And how many of you follow it? 5 out of a lot of people. Okay, fine. Okay, my next topic is, why do dentists get offended if not called a doctor? Why do dentists get offended if not called a doctor? And this goes to DTM anybody.
Mr. Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Let me just first tell you that you have taken the right person, you have selected, because I am an authority on dentistry. There is no procedure on the mouth which has not been done on my head. I got extraction, tooth extractions, I got fillings, I got silver fillings, I got root canal pieces, I put bridges on my, with the root canal, you put that crowns, with the bridging crowns. Then I removed all of them and I got all my teeth implanted. You cannot believe it has cost me a fortune, some 5-6 lakhs. And each time I've gone to several dentists. So Bangalore, I'm an authority on dentists. Anybody comes up, tell me about that. Because I know how much speed of dentistry has gone from 2000 RPM to 120,000 RPM, and that kind of information I got. How it has come up in as soon as. So I have gone to several dentists. And one thing I am always careful, and I can guide you beforehand. First, make it very clear. Don't play funny with the dentist, as Jitendra has pointed out. Because you are leaving the whole mouth and you will be standing. Many times I will be opening my mouth. For 2 hours once it took time, for taking my 4 teeth and putting back my implants. And I was hard like this. And you can imagine, you can mess up with your life like anybody. So doctor, why? You're doctor, you're a god. Why a doctor alone? I will call him anything. Because your whole thing, otherwise the dental pain is one of the worst pains you can undergo in life. So never mess up with the dentist. Always ensure that he is always put in pedestal. So next time, I always ask him some interesting question like, sir, how was your visit to Germany? Because every 6 months my dentist goes to Germany to get the latest information. so that he can get more patients and charge more, just as he has charged some 6 lakhs or. So whatever it is, the bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, is never mess up with the practice. Be kind to him, be respectful, put him on a pedestal, call him God, call him everything, but don't take chance of him. That's it.
I don't know if I know I'll be successful in life, but I don't know when I'll reach that success. But one thing I'll do is I'll open up an administrator because I love animals. So my next topic is your one goal in life. Your one goal in life, and this goes to Toastmaster Becca.
Obviously, there are goals are multifaceted, I would say. So there's a career goal, there's a health goal, there's a relationship goal, there's a monetary goal, etc. As a general life goal, like an overall sort of goal, I would consider eventually like contributing to society in a way that will actually materially advance it, like technologically, and and also reap monetary benefits because of that, and try to live longer and maintain great health and almost ideal health. I guess that would be my overall goal for life. With that,
I had written my cat and Zat book in Bangalore, and during one of those exams, I don't remember which one, I lost my phone over there. And it took me a while, but I got it back. So my next topic is, what would you do if you lose your phone at an unknown place? What would you do if you lose your phone at an unknown place? And this goes to Toastmaster Giridas.
What would you do if you lose your phone in an unknown place? Okay. Losing phone is something very touchy-feely thing because it contains everything about a person, and God forbid if you lose something, it is not a good situation. Probably, of course, you will start to panic. And nowadays, the thing is, even we are not in a position to remember at least those 10 numbers of our immediate family members. And if we are lost, if we lose our phone, then immediately probably a panic sets in, and then we see whether we have taken a backup of our WhatsApp and whether everything is stored or not. So, not a good situation, I would say, if you lose your phone. Of course, there are multiple ways you can retrieve everything, you can lock things. But yeah, it is a part of you. It grows with you. It has all your emotions bundled in that tiny piece of information, and it is like losing a part of you. It's not that a device gets lost. Everything about it's a digital trace that gets lost, and I don't know whether you can completely recover it or not. And sometimes it is not just that. Most of sensitive information and financial things might also get lost. So it's losing part of you. It's very important. So yeah, keep your phone safe at most all the time.
For one of my friend's birthday, he turned 25 recently, and as a prank, we sent flowers to his house with a very detailed love letter written by someone, and then later he got scolded. So my next topic is, what's the worst prank you ever played? What's the worst prank you ever played? And this goes to Toastmaster Udanka.
What is the worst prank I ever played? It was my second sem in my college, and I can never forget that. My college is such a way that the canteen is located right in the center of the college. Any corner of the college you go and see, we'll be able to see the canteen in the sitting area. After lunch, we were right there, and one of my friend is there. He went to wash his hands and box, and we thought his phone was with me. I thought, let's pull a small prank on him, saying that there is an emergency, we need to rush. So he came back. He's like, "Where's my phone?" I was like, "I got a call. It's an emergency. We need to rush." And knowing him, he started panicking, and he went in that panic mode, and he was very up and down. Like he searched, he ran up and down for his key, then phone, then books. We made sure that he do that, and by the time he realized it was a prank, we all had stepped out of the canteen and we were right in between. He realized that he was furious enough, and while he was coming to me, he just tripped and fell. The way he fell was, I first started laughing, then I realized he had broken his leg and his knee was bleeding. Like, the prank turned out to be a nightmare for us. We had to immediately rush to the hospital for that, and I was called to the principal room, then his parents, then my parents. That, for me, there was a different sessions post that. So this was one prank that we still cherish, but we still love it. Thank you.
I have a few cousins, relatives, and they are pretty young, like about I think 18, 17, 18. It sounds weird to say that, yeah, but yeah. So I was just talking to him, and I told him we had to call one more cousin. I'm like, don't call him, I won't come. So the guy was like, what do you have beef with him? I'm like, no, I'm a Hindu. So to get the point, beef means you have an argument or you have like a fight with someone. I didn't know that, and I was laughed at it. So my next topic is a Gen Z word you want to like remove from the world. A Gen Z word you want to remove from the world, and this goes to Toastmaster Madhusudhan.
So I'm a person who is in the know because I spend a lot of time on Twitter and Reddit. So as you would imagine, I know a lot of Gen Z slangs. So I don't know if many of you know, does anyone know what cap means? Cap? Yeah. Cap means literally, yeah, I mean you're lying, you're capping, you're lying. Does anyone know what FR means? For real, yeah. And does anyone know what skibbity means? Even I have failed to understand what this means so far. But so my cousins, some of the younger ones are like in their 15, 16, they're in their 9th and 10th standards. And they come to me with all these words and I'm like, what does that even mean? And one of the words that they keep saying is skibbity. I don't know what it means. And I've heard about it being said in the US elections also, because when Trump won, someone called like a news channel and said skibbity toilet. What does that mean? I have no clue. And I'd like to know things, but it's a bit tough. So if I was to remove any word from Gen Z slang, it would be skibbity. So that's my take on it. Thank you.
Now this next one is a would you rather be topic, and I won't get in trouble like the beer by some guy. So the topic is, would you rather be a king or a king maker? Would you rather be a king or a king maker? And this goes to Toastmaster Sai Snehal.
Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmaster and guest. In life, there are always choices between the rights and wrong. Is that correct? Yes. I would put it down to even further something I had a discussion with Gajendra a long time ago. It's called, would you choose between the white wolf or the black wolf? It's a very simple concept. What it means is the white wolf is always choosing the right thing, no matter how hard the situation is. And black means choosing the easiest to get out of it. Now coming down to this, would you be the king or the king maker? If you see a lot of situations across India, across world, there are a lot of public figures. We assume them as king or superior heroes or whatever you would like to call them. But there's always someone who's above them, who's never in the light. And they're extremely superior, powerful, and also hold everything. people like them cannot be easily thrown away. You have to know them in person, know them a lot of details. And I would say, if I were given an option between king and kingmaker, I would definitely choose a kingmaker because the power which a kingmaker has is far more superior than what a king has. A king may come and go, but a kingmaker will live forever. And that's
Now the last topic of the day is what would you do if you were the last person on the earth? What would you do if you were the last person on the earth? And our guests, any of them are interested to take this topic? At least someone volunteer. It's like pretty embarrassing standing here. You would like to? What's your name? Okay, please welcome Vikram.
Good evening to all the Toastmasters and fellows. This is my old life actually. What would I do if I was the last person on the earth? Firstly, I'm a very much car crazed person, so I would immediately rush to any car showroom, grab the keys, and obviously take out all the cars. But apart from that, I would actually not only take the cars, but I would try to sneak into a luxury building because I always like luxury villa, and I would like to I won't buy, I'll just directly get in. And what else? I'm the last person, so I think there is no one else with me. I would be lonely. The best part is everyone are eliminated. Okay, so I think I can just take someone's private jet and go to I can explore the nature. But how long? I'm just lonely over here. So even I have a limited lifespan to live. I cannot live for 1,000 years. So a few more years and then.
I hope you all enjoy this session. And back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gajendra, for the stormy table topic session. We'll now take a 10 minutes networking break. Thank you, Sergeant, for the yummiest snacks and eggless cakes. Now, let's move to the third session, that is evaluation session. What's a great dance without a touch of graceful feedback? Yes, because we are in the reflective session today. So that is a part of our meeting where we reflect, appreciate and offer constructive feedback. So this is where our seasoned Toastmaster will come and give the feedbacks to all of us on the basis of the session which we conducted. So our general evaluator for today is a seasoned professional herself. She is an HR manager by profession, has completed a diploma in counseling skills and brings both empathy and insight into every interaction. She is a voracious reader and a lover of dramatics and a passionate storyteller. In Macon, she is known for her pace and dramatic voice modulation. So please join me in welcoming our general evaluator for today, Toastmasters Jyothi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sakshi, for that wonderful introduction. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
How many of you have danced in rain? And those who have not, I urge you all, because dancing in the rain is so beautiful. Basically, I was inspired by watching it in the movies, where the heroine dances in the rain, and I tried that. So, dancing in the rain is a natural therapy that when you dance, the nature itself helps us to recede our emotions and that flows away with the rain and into the drain. And you feel refreshed. So it's a very beautiful topic, theme, and which also can be connected. We dancing in life when everything is planned is not so great, but dancing in a rain of life when the road is slippery or the foresight or the vision is not clear, and then when we dance, then we are an achiever. And with that, I shall start with the evaluation, which shall be very munificent because today's meeting has been great, my evaluation. To start with, we started the meeting at 6:25. The timing is 6:15, and every meeting we hear, okay, let's start the meeting irrespective of the role takers, and yet we wait for the role takers. So maybe one fine day we should start at 6:15, and then onwards I'm sure role takers will make efforts to be in time. The business session started with being announced that the COTP training was done and all our ex-com attended it. So huge round of applause for these ex-com who attended the COTP training. The VP announced the role for the next couple of weeks, and then we started with the meeting that was started by the Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Madhu. Toastmaster Madhu has a very, he has a natural flair for storytelling. And whenever he comes behind the lectern, he speaks about, he tells a story which gives a vivid imagination about the story itself. And today I learned about the story of the kid Lionel. One aspect I would like today, I have to tell Toastmaster Madhusudhan that you need not tell, maybe you all know the story. So what? We all know the story, it doesn't matter. The story is coming once again by a wonderful teller. So it once again makes a difference in listening to the story. So one need not say you might have heard it, doesn't matter. And your introduction to the President was amazing when you started that each of us as Toastmaster dance in the rain of our speech behind the lectern, and the introduction of the President was she is a lover of dance, so you know it beautifully connected with it. So a big round of applause for the Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Madhusudhan. And then we had the secretary once again, Toastmasters Madhusudhan, a clear and loud voice which went on till the end without any fluctuation or up and down of the voice modulation. Energized minutes of meeting throughout. One suggestion that I have, not only for Toastmaster Madhusudhan but whoever takes up the secretary role, maybe we can skip the place where we say that the role for the next week was taken, details of those, because the next week is here and we know the details of the role takers. So maybe that we can skip.
Intervene with your first. See, it is what is recorded in MOM is happening of the particular meeting. It is not you don't have to skip.
Okay.
See, it has to be understood. Even if it's a nonsense, you have to record it. At least if it is accepted as a sensible thing.
And that has to be spoken.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Please. Yeah, because
So
once a G says, that becomes a noun. So immediately I try to correct sometimes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so we'll not skip anything and we'll speak about all that has been recorded in the minutes of meeting. So a very well done minutes of meeting. A big round of applause to Toastmaster Madhusudhan. And then we had the President Toastmaster Latha. As usual, her energy is wonderful and very contagious. what I like about President Latha is, in the beginning of the meeting, every week she mentions that for all encouraging words for all the Toastmasters to take up roles, whether it is of a speech or MC or any role. So that is very encouraging in the beginning of the meeting itself. And of course, you introduced all the guests. That was also very well done. And your personal story did make a difference to hear and understand that how dance in the rain can be learned from anyone if we are open to learn from people. So that was very well done, and a big round of applause to Toastmasters Latha, President. To go forward, and maybe is this the right time to start with the ballot for the speakers with the before we call the evaluators? So maybe we can evaluate, open your cell phone and vote for the best speaker.
Just an announcement, sorry, can I do it? What's happening is in the responses, ballot is supposed to be done only after you see the TAPG role takers or evaluators giving their speech. I'm seeing certain responses coming in. So until best speaker, you can do it before the individual evaluation comes on, but do not give vote for the other roles. Wait, let them come here, let them finish their role, and then please give the votes. I'm seeing a couple of votes coming in over here for the best evaluator. So please refrain until it's done. A request to all the Toastmasters.
2 times you have to submit.
No, only once. The vote has to happen only once. The ballot has to be filled only once, not multiple times.
Just fill it and keep it. Keep it ready.
And just hit the submit button at the end. Thank you.
So let's start with the evaluation for the first speaker by Toastmaster Shuba. I welcome Toastmaster Shiva to give the evaluation of a speech.
Life is like a BMTC bus ride. Every day you might end up in your final destination, but you end up actually in your actual destination. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests, what a brilliant speech all of us here at Macon Communication Club have been treated to by Toastmaster Shuba on this wonderful evening. Let me start off by telling you all where I felt Shuba did really well in her speech. Number one, project purpose. She had to speak about a time when she indulged in a time management exercise, or how she ended up managing time, and you would expect something about alarms, to-do lists, or I woke up early or something like that. None of that. She took a completely different route, and she said, I will speak about the PMTC bus rides that I've taken throughout my life. So I absolutely loved the way you have approached the purpose of this project, which was to speak about time management. And until about midway through your speech, I was not convinced, but later on I realized what was happening, and it was brilliant. Second thing is the structure of her speech. The opening was with a story and kept us all hooked and wondering why is she speaking about this stressful day at work and how will this move forward. And she did end up transitioning very smoothly into the body, which was an extremely vivid description of all the BMTC bus rides she's taken in school, college, etc. So that was brilliantly done. And finally the conclusion, telling you that maybe the way to manage your time is to slow down. Maybe one of the best solutions is to slow down. And finally, number 3 was her command over the language of English. Stress loosened its grip. Rickety, old, faithful BMTC, elevated purpose, moving box, and I'm sure the Grammarian has plenty more to tell you. But you used your command over the English language to deliver that speech brilliantly today. And along with that came out your brilliant sense of humor as well, which is very subtle. I felt it deserved a little more laughter from our audience, but it worked brilliantly for me, and your command over language is impeccable. And if I had to nitpick now, where could Shuba improve in her speech, is you have come a very long way from the time I've seen you starting. Your eye contact and your body language has improved tremendously. But can you look people in the eye and speak as if you believe in your message? I'm sure you do believe in your message. I'm sure you do have that conviction, but that conviction has to be visible. And when you speak with conviction, you have the liberty to say something that is not true. Did you know that the Pushpak bus has been reintroduced by BMTC? It's not true, but if you say that, the audience realizes that she believes in it and your message comes out in a more powerful manner. That's the only suggestion I had for you today, Toastmaster Shuba. You fulfilled the project purpose with flying colors. Your structure was impeccable. Your command over the English language is second to none. If you can speak with a little more eye contact and conviction while delivering your speech, it could have been an even more brilliant speech. With that, over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shiva, for that wonderful evaluation. Toastmaster Shiva has a unique way of evaluating. He brings in the opening itself before even he speaks, before he greets the audience. So a major sentence would have been uttered by him. And then I also like Toastmaster Shiva. He finds the minutest things to talk about during his evaluation, and he spoke about those 3 points that was well done, which added the content, and also he pointed out, he as a feedback, he also gave some food for thought about the believe in what you say. And this is what whenever Toastmaster Shiva speaks about it, he makes each one of us ponder about, do we believe in what we say when we are behind the lectern? So that is something, every time he gives an evaluation, my takeaway is this, and it was, I'm sure Toastmaster Shuba would also have got that food for thought, how much he believes in what she says, and that reflects on the eye contact and the conviction of the speech. So a very well done for both the speaker and the evaluator. Big round of applause. As a general evaluator, I have to evaluate the evaluator and not the speaker, and that's what I have done. And now it's time to call the evaluator for speaker Toastmaster Shreya, evaluator Toastmaster Apoorva.
You are not what has happened to you. You are what you choose to become. A message that will stay with me for a while. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. The most impressive part of Toastmaster Shreya's speech was the magnificent usage of her descriptive language, which was in fact the purpose of her project as well. So I must say she aced it. She aced the purpose of her project. She started with an incident of her first day of college. She bought in voice modulation where she displayed where the teacher says good morning and she continues to speak, and her friend in between speaks softly, and she brought it out beautifully. She showed it. She displayed it very well. She also showed how the teacher would say, "Are you a college student?" And then how her friend goes on the stage and shines. And she was worried why she couldn't do that. She couldn't be she couldn't be her friend who stood out on the stage, and she was also worried about stage fear, right? She then gradually moved and brought about an incident where she speaks about a videotape which was played by her mom when she was around 10 years old. She brought body language beautifully, where she moved her hands and head and all that. That was again done very well. The best part of Shreya's speech was not just where she. The best part of Shreya's speech was the usage where she just not just added drama but kept us all hooked throughout the speech. Where the usage is like, the stomach went inside out, where she tried to show us that she was tense. Then the 10-year-old girl all decked up, infinite crowd staring, nerves all time high, where she tried to show that she was scared. Then she got a very nice scolding from the teacher. So all this was very beautifully done, where she brought out about voice modulation and volume modulation and body language. All this added life to our speech. It kept us all hooked throughout the speech. I also noticed that the key message of the speech, which was like worry of messing up in life, was also in line throughout the speech, intro, body and conclusion, where she explained about her Toastmaster experience, where everybody were kind to her and they were very encouraging. So if I have to nitpick areas where she has to work on, I must say she should work on the pauses. Like initially, I felt it was all rushed up. She could have slowed down because she had 3 characters, but she went on speaking so continuously that it was a little confusing. And if I have to ask her to challenge herself, I would say when you're playing characters, show the difference between those characters. Like teacher showed in a different voice, like good morning, and then Shreya in a voice and the friend's voice in a different way, so that we know the difference. Overall, it was one of the best speeches by you. Congratulations on completing the project. Over to the gender evaluator.
Toastmaster Apoorva's evaluation reiterated the excellence of the Toastmaster Shreya's speech with her own excellence of her voice modulation, the way Toastmaster Apoorva spoke about it. It also reflects on the effort Toastmaster Apoorva has taken to listen to various phrases that Toastmaster Shreya used in her speech. And Toastmaster Apoorva gave the feedback of what best she had done, what she can challenge and what she can do. A couple of things that I would suggest for Toastmaster Apoorva is, for the time duration, you took in a lot of time speaking about the phrases that she had used. Maybe if you had cut it down, you would have got ample time to speak about the challenges and how she can take it to the next level. But apart from that, very well evaluation done by Toastmaster Apoorva and a wonderful speech by Toastmaster Shreya. A big round of applause for both of them. After this speech, we had the storm that shakes us all, the table topic session by Toastmaster Gajendra. It was a wonderful session and very, very engaging. I simply loved it. Toastmaster Gajendra, I like the way you are behind the lectern. You show that you are at ease behind the lectern. Maybe inwardly you may not be, but that doesn't seem to us sitting there as an audience. And I like the way you started each topic, bringing a story of a line or two, creating that suspense of what the topic is going to be about. And a very creative topic, amazingly done. I like the way he did not connect it with the next speaker, but brought in his own story to restart a new topic. That was very wonderful done, and the best topic for me was like, it was just out of the box. Would you be the king or a kingmaker? I mean, so much of food for thought, like so much provoking to the brain to contemplate on such a topic. Very wonderful done. A big round of applause to Toastmaster Gajendra. I'm aware that the Toastmasters of the day's evaluation is to be done, but before that, let us get the feedback of the TAPG role takers. To start with the timer, Toastmaster Rahul.
Happy evening, my dear Toastmasters and my fellow guests. Happy evening.
Happy evening.
Yeah. As we all dance today behind the lectern, and I am presenting my munificent report to all you guys. The meeting started at 6:25 p.m. Business session went on for 3 minutes. Sergeant at arms, time allotted was 2 minutes and they took 2 minutes 30 seconds. President message, time allotted was 5 minutes and she took 5 minutes 20 seconds. Masters of ceremony, Sakshi, Toastmaster Sakshi, time allotted was 20 minutes, she took 10 minutes. Toastmaster Madhusudhan, report on the previous minutes, time allotted was 2 minutes, you took 2 minutes 45 seconds. Speakers for today, Shuba and Shreya, time allotted was 5 to 7 minutes, wherein Shuba took 6 minutes 50 seconds and Shreya took 6 minutes 40 seconds. Individual evaluators, Shiva and Apoorva, time allotted was 2 minutes to 3 minutes. Shiva took 2 minutes 23 seconds and Apoorva took 3 minutes 25 seconds. Table topic master session, total time allotted is 20 minutes. The full session took around 21 minutes, wherein there were 10 speakers and overall all speakers put together they took 16 minutes and 60 seconds, and the table topic master Toastmaster Gajendra took 4 minutes 20 seconds. I hand it over to gender evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. You had a very creative way of introducing your role, and also you were very precise and crisp with your report. With your report, a couple of observations. It's not only for Toastmaster Rahul, but anyone who takes the TAPG role. Avoid the word guys, because this Toastmasters is a formal way of learning and guys is not a professional or a formal word, so we can avoid using guys. And always prefix Toastmaster when you call a person, Toastmaster Shiva, Toastmaster Shreya, Toastmaster Bhavana. This it is what is practiced at Toastmaster. Whether you call them 3 times at a row, you call them with Toastmasters. Apart from that, a wonderful report given by Toastmaster Rahul. A big round of applause for him. And now I call upon Toastmaster Nandakishore for the R counter report.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and respected guests. This is the first evaluation role that I am taking in this club, and I thought the colleagues here who came over here will be munificent to offer me some clues to take up some observations, but that is not done over here. Very few observations that I got to know, which I could make a note of it. Just to start with Toastmaster Sakshi, it was a wonderful opening and speech that went up to, and given that the time has been done, it's obvious that there will be some repetitions, but there were 2 repetitions of and so that should not be a problem, I guess. Okay, and moving on to the table, during the table topic speeches, Vaibhav, there were some pauses and some repeated words which would have been avoided, and during the speeches to Toastmaster Shuba, there were some pauses over there, but I felt like it's a how you deliver the speeches, it's natural flair that you had to make it a bit slowly and take it forward, the speech that we are doing it. But that's an observation that I had. In Shreya, there were some repeated words that could have been avoided. With that, I conclude my evaluation. Over to
Thank you, Toastmaster Nandakishore. It actually encourages me to take up roles in another club, which like most of that time many of us go to give a speech but not take TAPG role, but you have come to our club and taken up the TAPG role, which is very encouraging. And your report was very clear and concise about who spoke the words that reflects on your effort to focus on and listen to the speech as well as the crutch words. Again, once again, a couple of suggestions, not only for Toastmaster Nandakishore, but anyone who takes a TAPG role. The role of the TAPG is to give the report of the hours or the time taken by the speaker behind the lectern. There is how well the speaker spoke, or the speech itself required the pauses need not be mentioned as a role taker of counter or timer or grammarian. All that the thing has to be done is come and give the report. So a very well report given by Toastmaster Nandakishore. A big round of applause to him. And now I call upon Toastmaster Suresh to give the PPE report.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Overall, today's session was conducted with great energy and enthusiasm. Most members showed wonderful adherence to basic parliamentary procedures. Phones were on silent, no sensitive or restricted topics were brought up at the lectern, and audience movement was respectful, timed mostly during applause. However, I did notice that there were a couple of instances of crosstalk during the prepared speech and during evaluation. While it may have been unintentional, such side conversations can be distracting to the speaker and fellow listeners. So let's gently remind ourselves that when someone holds the floor, they deserve our full attention, just as we would want when we are speaking. So thank you all for your overall cooperation. Let's continue to maintain the high standards of respect and focus that define Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suresh, for that detailed and concise report on PP evaluation. Toastmaster Suresh has been taking diligently roles every week and confidently coming behind the lecterns, giving his report. A big round of applause for Toastmaster Suresh. And now I call upon Toastmaster Deepa, Grammarian, to give her report.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. And today, as a grammarian, I have noted down few words. And word of the week used by Toastmaster Latha, Toastmaster Madhu, Toastmaster Rahul, and Toastmaster Nandakishore, and Toastmaster Apoorva. And good usage of words are ruler of the road, community in transit, moving box, and flying colors. And not so good usage of words is stupid, nonsense. So these are the words probably we could avoid in the next sessions. Back to the Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa, for that grammarian report. I'm sure as a grammarian, a lot of effort and listening skills is required. We are torn between listening to the speech or making notes about the good usages and not the good usages, but very well done to Toastmaster Deepa. Again, a suggestion, not exclusively for her, but anyone who comes behind the lectern, please shake hand with the person, like it may be the Toastmaster of the day, the general evaluator or the evaluator, and not to walk away without shaking hands. It takes a while because as a new member we are in a hurry to go back to our place and sit and say, oh, done. But then a moment of pause will actually lead us a long way. And with that, a wonderful TAPG role takers and a well done report. A big round of applause to them. And now coming to the theme maker of the day, Toastmasters Sakshi. Dance in the Rain. A wonderful theme. I mean, one could expect that from Sakshi, who is as energetic and as contagious as rain gives a breath of fresh air to us, so also she does. I like the I like when she started the first drop of rain, like grey clouds, the drop of rain fell on the mirror of her bike. I could see that just one drop and then everything changes. Very well done. You have a wonderful way of storytelling and you make the audience actually visualize what you are saying. And also you connected it with that, dance in the rain is not silly but freedom. I mean, so true. Many of us think it's so silly dancing in the rain, but believe me, as she said, it is freedom. That what you said actually made an impact on me. And then, you said when rain comes, either we have a choice to run or dance, and then you connected it with Ralph's medley. This one sentence spoke a lot. We have heard about fright or flight, but how many of us have heard about dancing in the rain or running away from it? So very well done. And your storytelling with the smile of confidence is great. Your zest behind the lectern. With one suggestion that I would give is, you have a zest behind the lectern and you carry it very well. So maybe and the script is written by you and you have that thought in your head, so maybe when you are telling that story or the opening, avoid looking at the script, because then you are wholly with the audience and the audience is wholly with you and it will create much more impact. All in all, a very, and this one also was very good. Stands tall in expression. Like, your introduction to the speakers was wonderful. Like what you said to Toastmaster Shuba was when the transiting was insight and engaging speech, and you did not take her thunder, but just a couple of words which made an impact. And also when you introduced, it was like stands tall in expression. How apt to have introduced that to Toastmaster Shreya. Very wonderful done. And again, introducing Toastmaster Gajendra's table topic session was a storm coming in both the ways. Toastmaster Gajendra as well as the table topic session. A wonderful creative session by Toastmaster Sakshi, and she deserves a big round of applause. And with that, I come to the end of evaluation. Before I leave the lectern, general observation. I had mentioned this earlier also. The table topic master gives the topic to the audience to speak for two minutes. So the table topic master is not asking the audience to speak it to him. What I say is, many of the table topic speakers keep turning to the, here I am not talking about Toastmaster Gajendra, but whoever is the table topic master, they keep turning and answering to them. Please, when you speak the table topics, address the audience. And also, lately what we have observed is many of the speakers, they come here and they say, "Good evening, my dear Toastmasters and fellow guests." So there are no fellow guests because we are not guests. We are Toastmasters. So good evening, Toastmasters and dear guest. But apart from that, a wonderful meeting done today and much more learning and many things to take away and introspect. Thank you, and with that, back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jyothi, for such a wonderful, constructive feedback and a general evaluation session. As we come to end of today's meeting, I find myself thinking back to that rainy evening, to the little girl with her paper boats, to the child in the red frocks, dancing without a care in the world, and to that version of myself that grew up, weighted down by deadlines and checklists, who needed a small reminder that joy doesn't wait for the perfect timing. That life is not about waiting for that storm to pass, but learning to dance in the rain. Today, as our speakers stepped up, as we embraced spontaneity in the table topic sessions and gave each other thoughtful feedbacks, we all, in some way, danced. So the next time life pours down on you, literally or emotionally, I hope you remember what to do. Pause, breathe, and maybe twirl a little. Because sometimes this rain is not the problem, it's the invitation. With that, thank you for being part of the beautiful, heart-forming meeting, and now I hand the stage back to the club president, Toastmaster Latha.
Indeed, a learning session, wherein the prepared speeches made us believe and thought of so many things. A fun-filled table topic session, and a general evaluation where general observations are also discussed, which will help us to do more better in the coming meeting. So I would say the quality of this meeting was a top-notch, and we will try and strive to increase the standards in every meeting. I think there are certain, I'll give you another 30 seconds for the people who haven't voted. Please vote. Because I'm just getting 19 responses, and there are around 20 people in the room. So 30 seconds, please vote. I'll be just reinstating again that when I looked at the ballot, there were people who had already voted for the person who had not even come and given their report over here. So I request all the members for the best speaker, once the general before the individual evaluator comes and gives out the evaluation, please vote only for the best speaker. For the best TAPG role taker, MT role taker, evaluator, please vote only after they give their reports. So do not, please refrain from voting before that. So I'll just go ahead with announcing the winners. Yes, for the 20 responses are there. And one more point to be added, please do not vote twice. Because there are only 20 people and I've got 21 responses. Only once you can vote. So please refrain from doing all this from the next meetings, please.
Voter list have to be revised. Voter list have to be revised.
Yeah, the Sai Snehal's repetition is not possible. It should not be possible. From the same instrument.
ourselves, we need to find a way to avoid repetition. Not that I have.
What DTM everybody wants to tell is that we need to put certain restrictions over that the same person cannot vote twice.
Why don't you like add
Yeah,
the
but,
name,
Madam,
name, the
no,
email
Madam
address?
President,
We cannot
Madam
do that.
President, your
We can't do
picture
that.
about number, people got scared, so somebody wrote, let me make up for
Or maybe
it.
the-
Two people thought of it, that's why. Otherwise,
I have a suggestion
Yes,
for the problem you mentioned earlier. So we can split the form, create a section for, like, say, the first section can have the best table topic speaker and the best speaker. You can just click on go to the next section, and the next section can have the rest of the other role takers. So in that way, they have to finish the first part of it, and second can be done after all of them give the evaluation.
I'll note it down and I'll see how can we work on. Thanks,
the
Toastmasters.
other thing is, we can make up from that counter, whether it really matters, the 19th or 20th vote, does it matter?
We need to check the.
Normally,
Because
it
the
doesn't
21st
happen.
people have voted, either they have voted out of fear, whether they have voted or not. Something has happened
Our
there.
members have become so good. Mostly there should be more near unanimity. That's what I think more or less it will be.
Finally, it comes to statistics.
Yeah.
Okay, moving away to the today's winner. So the best table topic speaker goes to DTM U Bhat. Best TAPG. It goes to our timer Toastmaster Rahul. Thank you. The best evaluator. Huge margin. Toastmaster Shivaprasad Sharma. Now comes the most awaited one. Best MTG role taker goes to our humor king, the table topping master for the day, Toastmaster Gajendra. The best speaker for the day goes to Toastmaster Shuba. Congratulations to all the winners. So I hereby close the meeting number 1327.